guys, it's Lizzie. So I'm reading the comments on my video I just posted, and it was the one where I was volunteering with the Obama campaign. Basically what we did was we went out and registered people to vote. We were registering Republicans to vote, Independents to vote, and Democrats. And it wasn't even that much of a controversial video. Like, it's kind of hilarious, the response I'm getting from people being like, I'm unsubscribing, you're evil, you're not going to heaven because you voted for Obama. The thing that makes me really just kind of sad is that I'm getting more hate from evangelical Christians who vote Republican than I do from atheist hating Christians on my Lizzie's Answers channel when I just talk about God in one video. When the whole video is about God, I get less hate from the atheist than I do from you guys, and I think it's disgusting that politics is causing people to act hateful towards their sister in Christ, me. The whole point of Christianity is loving God and loving other people. My faith is a huge part of my life, and I do vote Democrat because of my faith. The number one issue I vote for is how we're helping poor people in the country, meaning welfare, Medicare, Medicaid. Education plays into that a lot. I would like the state to give more overall funding to all the schools so that we can have equal education. So Proverbs is one of my favorite books in the Bible, and I just wanted to read you some verses from it that really are the reason why I am liberal. Proverbs 17:5, whoever mocks poor people insults their creator. Gloating over misfortune is a punishable crime. And so if you've ever made fun of anyone on welfare, made any generalizations about them being drug addicts, that is personally offending God. And then a verse that I think really applies to this whole video, Proverbs 18:15, is talking about being open-minded. Wise men and women are always learning, always listening for fresh insights. Proverbs 28:5, justice makes no sense to the evil-minded. Those who seek God know it inside and out. And so a lot of people who are really into capitalism that don't understand why we want to have government laws saying, you know, you have to have the rail at the railroad tracks so that people don't get hit by the train and die. That doesn't make sense to people who love capitalism. But to me, I see that as like justice. It's just that we protect human life. Proverbs 26:27 through 28. Be generous to the poor. You'll never go hungry. Shut your eyes to their needs and run a gauntlet of curses. I think it's really important that we understand that it can't be an individual thing, because you don't know what's going on in everyone's life who lives in your city. And so it's much easier if we give taxes to the government and then they distribute it to everyone in our society who needs money. And before you start judging and saying that they're being lazy, remember the verse that I read before. Whoever mocks poor people insults their creator. Gloating over misfortune is a punishable crime. Proverbs 29:7 says, the good-hearted understand what it's like to be poor. The hard-hearted haven't the faintest idea. And so you really need to make their poverty your own to really be able to have compassion and be pro having welfare. But something that a lot of people are missing is that poor people actually work harder than rich people. Think about it. A lot of single parents have to work 2 jobs. And at those jobs, they're not like sitting in an office in AC or walking around in a suit. They're doing like legit physical labor, which is a lot harder than the CEO who makes millions of dollars a year for bossing people around. And CEOs are definitely important, but I don't think it's fair to say that that CEO deserves to make $30 million a year, and then that person who is like breaking their back doing construction work or something has to make minimum wage, and that CEO is somehow working way harder than the person working minimum wage. In one video where I was talking about how I support Obama, someone called me a murderer because apparently they thought I was killing babies. I've never had sex before, so obviously I've never been pregnant before. I would never get an abortion, and I actually believe that life starts at 2 weeks, because at the 2-week mark it can split into twins. If the embryo is Bob and then Bob splits into 2, Bob never existed. You know what I mean? So that's why I believe that life begins then. If ending abortion is your cause, then I encourage you to support universal health care so that we can pay for everyone to be on birth control, and so that no one has to not be able to be on birth control because they can't afford it. Also, you can, through Planned Parenthood, buy condoms for people, which prevents pregnancies. That way women don't get in the situation where they're pregnant and are wondering whether or not they should get an abortion. It's kind of really being biased against poor people, and again, remember that verse, Proverbs 17:5, whoever mocks poor people insults their creator. Gloating over misfortune is a punishable crime. because abortion is cheaper than being permanently on birth control for a long period of time. And so it's kind of like we have these rich people who are like being really mad at these people who can't afford to be on birth control for that long. The other thing is gay marriage. You say, why do I support gay marriage? I don't support homosexuality, but we need to be loving towards them just like how I'm going to be loving towards someone who has sex before marriage or someone who gets divorced and remarried. Jesus spoke about those. He didn't at all speak about gay marriage, ever. But he did speak about adultery and how that's wrong. I think we need to look at ourselves first before pointing the finger at someone else who's sinning. We all sin. We all do things wrong. All our good works are like dirty rags, it says in Isaiah. And so I think we need to be like, stop judging everyone and just accept that, you know, no political party is perfect. No politician is going to be perfect. If you want to be a Christian, I really don't care what political party you affiliate yourself with. I don't think we should create politics as a barrier to some people becoming a Christian. We shouldn't say, oh, you're a Democrat, you can't be a Christian. That shouldn't be it. We welcome everyone into Christianity. It doesn't matter what race you are, what country you're from, what language you speak, what political party you associate yourself with. If you want to be a Christian, you can be a Christian. My best friend is very, very conservative, and she's my best friend. Yeah, we get in arguments every once in a while, but I mean, we're open-minded enough to realize that we can both be Christians and be of different political parties. I think you really need to grow up if you're at a point in your life where you can't be open-minded enough to understand that people have different points of view, and that doesn't make them less of a person just because they have a different point of view than you do. Another thing I wanted to say is that I think you guys all should all be really positive towards anyone who's participating in politics as a teenager like I am. If you're Republican, I think it'd be really cool if you went out and volunteered for the Romney campaign like I'm volunteering for the Obama campaign. I really want everyone to register to vote if you're 18, even if you're Republican. I want you to register to vote. I think it's awesome that people participate in democracy. Anyways, guys, if you watched till the end, you're really awesome, and I love you. Bye!